Today I'm talking about something a bit different on the show. This is the second and final part of a two-part episode. So if you haven't listened to part one, I would go back and listen to that now first. Otherwise, you'll be coming in halfway through and not really know what I'm talking about. So this is the second part of the highs, lows and blood, sweat and tears that have gone into the making of this podcast and my Daring Home Decor business. I figured we're besties by now and you might be interested as a break from the norm in what's going on behind the scenes of this entrepreneurial, that's a hard word to say, entrepreneurial venture of mine. So grab a cuppa and let's chat.
Welcome to the Daring Home Decor podcast. Are you tired of playing it safe with your interior design? Are you overwhelmed with choice and just want simple steps to pull off cohesive and unique decor? I'm your host, Cara Baker, virtual interior designer and bold decor coach. I'll help you get brave, find your style and create a home with pizzazz. So grab your paintbrush, put on those overalls and let's get decorating.
I was talking to my hairdresser about what I'd do, etc. And she asked me if I'd heard of Entrepreneurs Circle. And I was like, no, I've not heard of them. So she told me about how they help entrepreneurs grow their business. And I started following them on Instagram and I thought they were once again, just like Chelsea talks about things in your home that seems so bloody obvious, but nobody's doing it. This was the same for business. So obvious, but all we're doing as entrepreneurs are running around in circles, chasing our tail on a hamster wheel in the weeds and basically repeating the same first year of our business for 20 years. So I started getting really interested in this, probably more for JCA, our building company, than I was for Daring Home Decor. So I introduced it to Andy. And let's just say, he resisted it big time. Now, this is no shame on Andy again. As I said, this happens to all of us, just like anything new. Just like when I try to push you out of your comfort zone when decorating. I guess I am pushy. That's one of the traits I'm trying to work on. But it's only because I want the best for people and I just get so passionate about it. So I do realise, though, that it's not my decision to make. It's the other person's decision to make. But I did keep pushing with this Entrepreneurs Circle thing. And obviously I was pushing Andy outside of his comfort zone. I've spoken before on the podcast about your subconscious mind and how it tries to keep you in a familiar state. And obviously that's what his brain was doing. That's what everybody's brain does when they try to do something new. But eventually he saw what I was doing and he did start to come round. Now, I was at this time still doing my own program, which was it was a 6-month program. And I'm not kidding you. You needed 12 months. It was so much. It was a massive sprint and a lot to fit in with everything else. I was working weekends. I didn't have a day off. I also think I take too much time over things and exhaust myself and put too much pressure on myself. Even now, I'm trying to reduce the time I spend on digital decor kits because that can be days and I know that's not sustainable. So just know if you have or are thinking of buying a digital decor kit, I do not just whip that baby up. I spend time and I think long and hard about getting it right for you, and I change my mind and I carry on until I feel that it's right. And as I said, I do take days over it, which I realise I need to try and reduce. So I was carrying on with my programme and maybe to my detriment, I got Andy interested in EC. So he then signed up for a group coaching programme too. Now, again, no shame on Andy, but he was in the weeds. I mean, this is part of the programme to get you out the weeds. But he's been doing it for 20 years and it was hard for him to get out. So he signed up for the programme and he was struggling to fit it in. So I felt major pressure to help him more because the building company is the thing that keeps a roof over our head. At the end of the day, it's our bread and butter. So I have to put this as a priority. So obviously I felt pressure to help. Not just pressure, I obviously knew I needed to help. Even though I'd said to him when he took it on, this is yours, you're going to do this. But yeah, that's the way it goes, guys. So I was and still am juggling Daring Home Decor, JCA, our building company, the rental properties, our home, not just running the day-to-day, but trying to grow them, do projects, promotions, etc. Take pictures. And I'm an A-type and I'm hard on myself and I give myself way too a harder time and put way too much pressure on myself. And I was thinking, I've done all this work with time management. I've got, systems in the home, in the business. It's so much better. Why am I still overwhelmed? And I thought it was because my time management was off, but then I realised that you can only fit so much into one day. I heard a productivity coach say once that having too many things to do is no different from spending over your budget. And that hit me hard, because it doesn't matter how organised you are. If you've got more things to do than you've got time to do it, then there's a problem. So I started the podcast because I want to help people get daring with their decor. It's something that lights me up. But also another reason why I started it was I thought if I could build a little business up, it could take some pressure off Andy, because I knew he was quite stressed out and I didn't like looking and seeing him like that. So I thought I'll start the podcast and take the pressure off Andy. But then, because he then got interested in growing JCA rather than retiring from it, if, Daring Home Decor ever blew up to that point. And it was me that pushed him into it. So I've created this myself. I realised I've created all this myself. So I started to think I should give up my business and concentrate on the building business, because that's the one that's established and that's the one that, as I said, pays our bills. So I thought I need to give it up, even though that just makes me want to cry inside. And I have thought this so many times, guys. There has been so many tears and frustrations and comparison because I'm not getting where I want to get. And should I stop? Should I give it up? Should I concentrate fully on JCA? It's so hard to put your heart and soul into do businesses at the same time, especially when you're trying to, I'm not saying I'm trying to grow JCA, but, compared to the way we've been running it, it is like trying to grow it. There's so much. We were so antiquated in what we were doing. There's so much. And I have considered many, many times stopping my Daring Home Decor business for this reason. And Andy and I have had so many arguments about me wanting him to step up more with regards to, working on the business instead of in the business, and him saying, you don't know what it's like. I'm the one with the pressure. I've got to go out. I've got to please customers. It's been hard. It is feeling a little bit easy now, but I'm telling you, it's been hard. And as I said, I'm not complaining. I realise how lucky I am. So does Andy. And that's the reason why I'm still here. Why I'm recording this episode today. Because I want to help you. I want to help you realise the dreams that you've got for your home. And I feel like if I stop now, then I'm doing you a disservice. And that would be heavy on my heart if I did that. So I do still struggle with it. I'm not going to lie. I might next week think, should I be carrying on doing the podcast when I need to focus all my attention on our building company? Maybe. But for some reason, I just keep carrying on. And I've just told you the reason why I just keep carrying on is because I don't want to let you down. So where I am at the moment with regards to everything is we have started to systemize and outsource in JCA. So I plan to be able to feel less stressed. I do actually feel less stressed as I speak, because it's when I spoke about the time management, etc., it's taken me 2 years. And I do feel like I am actually starting to feel like it's making a difference now. But it's not something that I've been able to get done overnight. I suppose it depends on how much you've got on. But I'm really starting now to lean into creating automation, speeding things up, maybe using ChatGPT to speed things up, cutting out things that aren't necessary, creating systems. And this goes for all the businesses and my home and our garden, everything really in our life. And Andy is also getting much more into trying to start working on the business instead of in the business. So things are improving, not just from my end, but from his end too. And I am starting to really feel like there's a little bit of glimmer of hope, and I know it's just going to get better and better. So I am feeling less stress and pressure, and I do plan on this getting even better in the near future. So hopefully I can pour more into Daring Home Decor and pour more into you, and actually do some makeovers in our home. I've literally done nothing since I started the podcast. I'm like the builder at the moment whose own house suffers and never gets any building work done on it. But I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up, guys. And I don't want you to give up. If you've got dreams for being more bold with your decor, I do not want you to give up either. It's hard. Your brain will tell you, no, be safe, be beige, like your friends, or what will people say? Guys, I have gone through this so many times with the podcast, comparing myself on all sorts of levels. Oh, I just can't tell you how. So even though I might be quite confident when it comes to my home decor, believe me, I know how it feels on other levels. And if I am carrying on and not giving up, please, I'm asking you to carry on and not give up and just go for it. Whew! Well, that was a lot. I just felt like pouring my heart out a little bit because it can be a bit lonely over here in podcast land. So if you want to reach out, let me know what you think of the podcast or anything you've achieved in your home. Maybe leave me a review to let me know what you think. You can email me, join my Facebook group, and of course you can work with me. I can work with you to make your dreams a reality. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you reach out to me in any way, that will, and I've got doubts in my mind whether, should I carry on with this because, it's lonely here, nobody's listening, etc., etc. Just one little message will make me realise that it's absolutely worth carrying on and that there is somebody listening and somebody that I'm helping. Well, I have talked your ear off quite enough, so I will leave it at that. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back to the subject of Daring Home Decor next week. I will see you next Tuesday, where I can't wait to get creative with you in the next episode of the Daring Home Decor podcast.
Put down your tester pot for one more minute. Come share your wins from this episode by leaving a quick review on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, you'll find your next bold steps in the show notes. Meanwhile, you can get more interior inspo by joining my free community at facebook.com/groups/Daring Home Decor. And until next week, stay daring.